deck in Modern right now. It's a lot of fun. Feel like a lot of the different games I end up in are like, how do I get my opponent dead from this board state? And a lot of the times you can get them dead. Sounds great. Oh, I should update the deck list. So lead on this. What you working with? Fishies. So if I take Master of the Pearl Trident, I'm going to go to 16. I probably just want to take their Dismember here, right? I think I want to just take their Dismember. It's going to be a while before my Death Shadow can be small enough to like play through Dismember. Next turn, I can pay 7 going to 9 and play this Death Shadow. That's pretty aggressive though. So Opt is much better than Inquisition at helping you get Delirium in this deck, because a lot of the time you're lacking instant to obtain Delirium. Getting another blue source here, so that way I can snap an Opt or Stubborn Denial if I need to. No, don't pay that. Play my 4/4. We could lose this race here. I don't actually know if this is a good line since we don't have removal in my hand. If we hit a removal spell in our 3 looks, we could be okay here. We really need to hit a piece of removal in our 3 draws. Traverse the Ulvenwald. And like this is, okay, so we actually don't have Delirium yet. No, not yet. So we'd keep like a Bauble here to trigger. Oh, you know what? I should have tapped this one maybe. Yeah, I definitely should have tapped this, because if I hit a Bauble, I want to traverse, and now I can't traverse. Thoughtseize. Yeah, that's fine, right? Hopefully they only have 1 creature. They probably have multiple, so maybe this isn't good enough. Harbinger of the Tides. And I sequenced my lands wrong here, so now I don't have Stubborn Denial up. God, this turn's been a hot mess. This turn's been a hot mess. My usage of my lands was very bad during that turn sequence. Doesn't look like any of them are going to matter. They have to draw a spell here for it to matter, right? A non-rejury spell. And I think we're dead, actually. Fatal Push, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Can't attack here, though. I have to pass, and pumping the brakes here feels pretty damning. I think I want to go get a basic here. So that way if I draw Snapcaster Mage, I can put Snap Push plus hold Stubborn Denial up next turn. Yeah, I needed them to have nothing there. Okay, we get a bunch of removal here post-board, which is nice. These are good. This is good. This is good. Engineered Explosives is good. Dismember's fine. Whispers of the Emrakul is not particularly good. Stubborn Denial is not particularly good. Thoughtseize is fine. I don't think Golgari Charm is good enough. I guess this cleans up Master of the Waves. mean, did that actually accomplish anything? It doesn't really matter. Hey there, Bullets Master 92. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I do appreciate that. I know there's a lot of great streamers out there. Were there any cards off the stream at all? Or are people just complaining to complain? Yeah, I don't think eating seeds is something I really want to be in life. I think I'm just gonna submit like this. I think I'm pretty happy just boarding in these and boarding out these 6 pieces of stiff. Yeah, Engineered Explosives is great in this matchup. Very, very good. Yeah, that hand's pretty good. Turn 2 Shadow probably. Yeah, we have a lot of answers to Master of Waves. I concur. I'm gonna start by cycling this, see what we get. Another land, that's not exciting. It's probably just plow through the Lords, right? I think I just want to plow through the Lords. Yeah, there could be an argument for taking Curse Catcher because Curse Catcher, what's the word I'm searching for? Curse Catcher cantrips or replaces itself, but I think I'm okay with the sequence we did here. Ultimately, I think you're just supposed to take the card that you really care about, and the Lord is much more scary than the Silvergull Adept is. The Lord is much scarier than the Silvergull Adept is. This attack's pretty bad. So I get to go ahead, or this block's pretty bad. I get to push this, which gives me Delirium, so I trample over this. And then I get to go Thoughtseize you, play Death Shadow, and that should hopefully wrap the game up for the most part. So yeah, this block's pretty terrible. Right, so I'm gonna get, I have sorcery, creature, land, this will be instant. No, I don't think so. Depends on like what the rest of your deck is. If the goal of your deck is to interact in combat and you have islands, then yes, your deck is bad against fish. But if you're not a deck interested in response to this trigger, I'm gonna crack this fetch since I'm gonna use both my lands here anyways. I'm gonna grab a. Yeah, I'm just gonna get a Watery Grave. I think at this point we can just keep them off their stuff. Traverse the Ulvenwald is on. So yeah, so I'm gonna bin land, and leave Traverse on top of my deck because next turn I can Traverse for Snapcaster Mage and snap a push. So Thoughtseize you, play Shadow. That's annoying. I guess if I take Lord of Atlantis and they play Relic, I'm just gonna kill them, right? So that seems fine for me. I'm just gonna take their Lord of Atlantis and like play my Death Shadow and go. They want to like cycle Relic and make my thing on top marginally worse. That's fine. I'll still have 8 power in play. Plus 3, still have 11 power in play. They'll just die. I mean, kinda. Alright, did your land? Just deal. So, like, if they're using that, yep, sure. So they're gonna take... and, like, my Grim Flayers are, like, self-enabling, right? So, like, my Grim Flayer's gonna charge back up here real quick. Yeah, let's begin sideboarding. Deal. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how we boarded. Let's just click submit. Flayer's pretty good. It's pretty like a quality magic card. My opponent went to 6. Can I keep this? Seems like functional. Could maybe see this being a mulligan. I feel like our deck has like few enough lands that I probably want to keep things pretty aggressively though. Perfect. Never didn't have it. Oh, you know what? I missed a percentage point here. I could have done the pseudo scry, right, with the fetch land. I could have baubled myself, and then if I wanted the card, if I didn't want the card, fetch it away, etc. So I missed a small percentage point here that I could have gotten. That's kind of scary. Probably going to be kind of conservative with how I fetch from here on out. Since these dorks have Island Walk. It's a Traverse. So... I'm going to opt before playing a land to see if they'll kill sack the Curse Catcher to try and make me miss a land drop. They're not going to. That's fine. Yeah, and now I'm going to go ahead and fetch Shock off a Tomb and play my Death Shadow, because if they want to swing into me, they have to, what's the word I'm searching for? They have to, like, make my Shadow bigger on the backswing. Lord, so I can't block anything. Yep. Probably just gonna die. Maybe I'm supposed to mulligan hands that don't have removal in this matchup, guaranteed. Maybe that's just what we're supposed to do. Yeah, we're pretty dead. This matchup seems kind of hard. I just can't. Usually, like I said, people were asking earlier, like, having islands in your deck does it automatically make you a dog in these matchups? And I think in the case of this deck, it does. Because if we don't have removal, I probably should mulligan more aggressively, but even considering mulliganing more aggressively, it's probably not fantastic. Just because, like, they have more lords than we have removal in the 75 most of the time, I think. And, like, a lot of the time, this deck is able to beat up on creature decks by, like, using the Tarmogoyf and the Death Shadows to, like, stabilize the board and then eventually turn the corner. And we're just not able to, do that in this style of matchup with this deck, because their creatures are unblockable. See, it could be anything. Even a boat. Oh, wait, they banned that card. Alright, so we get to double Shadow next turn. You can always check which in the donation queue for yourself using that link. No, I don't think Bantu's Last Reckoning is a very good card. I don't think I want to play Damnation in my deck that's trying to kill people with aggressive creatures. I think that sounds like a really terrible idea. Kill all of my Death Shadows? Like Bantu's Last Reckoning wouldn't even have got us out of that last situation. Dr. Peasy. So we have to kill this. I guess the question is, do I want to play Death Shadow when they can die to Lightning Bolt here? I think I do, especially since I drew a third. Oh, geez. This... Okay. So this was a punt. I should have fetched instead of playing this because this dies to Collective Brutality. If they go, like, land Bolt, I'm going to be really upset with myself. Alright, sweet. I'm gonna attack for 5 with this before I do anything here. The thinning's pretty irrelevant, even with a low land count. Well, that was a good one to get. Although, I guess we probably really didn't care about that since we have 10 power in play already. I just think they're pretty likely to get their hand empty soon anyways, and they're a discard spell deck, so I'm just like, get my 1-for-1 out of this while I can. It's a Liliana the Veil. Last Hope, that one, not nearly as scary. Are they dead? I think they're dead. Math, yeah, dead. All right. 1 mana creatures. 1 mana, 1 mana creatures. 1 mana creatures. 1 mana creatures. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Dead you. Like, I spent 2 whole mana on these things. Die. Alright, Golgari Charm, Maelstrom Pulse, those seem fine. Decay is probably fine too. Brutality kills their Pyromancer. Liliana the Veil sounds pretty bad. In general, you want to cut discard spells in matches like this that are top deck wars. I think it's acceptable to leave Thoughtseize in this matchup, both because of Blood Moon and because of Bedlam Reveler. Because, like, Thoughtseizing a Bedlam Reveler gives us a lot of value. What do you think about trimming a Stubborn Denial in this matchup? Is that unreasonable? I kind of feel like I want to trade. The Colorless Eldrazi deck seems fine. I've never played any games with it. Seems like it checks off the do a dumb modern thing checkbox. Yeah, but like a lot of the attrition in this matchup isn't related to playing out on board. It's attrition that's like hand-based. So I think a lot of the times my opponent's going to get their hand pretty empty, except exactly post-Bedlam Reveler Gas Up. And a lot of the time as the game goes long, the post-Bedlam Reveler Gas Up is going to be like, you know, what's the word I'm searching for? I don't know what the word I'm searching for. Is Fatal Push not good enough here? Am I nuts to trim some Fatal Pushes? I'm bringing in a bunch of ways to kill Pyromancer. You'd cut all the stubs? I think that's wrong. I think cutting all the stubs is wrong. I think we're going to have games like that last where we just get to run them out. I think you're probably right that I want Engineered Explosives since I don't have Battle Rage. But I kind of just want to trim some of these Fatal Pushes. Honestly, I kind of want this third stub and cut another Fatal Push. This leaves me... how many ways to kill Pyromancer? 9? 9 ways to kill Pyromancer. This is technically 11. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Let's give this a try. The point of Whispers of the Emrakul isn't to take your opponent's lands. I agree, if your goal is to try and cheese someone and take their lands out of their hand, you should probably just play fucking Burning Inquiry. And that's not why we're playing Whispers of the Emrakul. We're playing Whispers of the Emrakul because it's a disruptive element against combo decks, while also being a card that's allowed to grind card advantage against mid-range and control decks. Decks like Blue-White Control and Jeskai can sometimes be harder matchups for a deck like this, and having access to a tool like Whispers of the Emrakul can push those matchups more in your favor. Ben Steph, you were timed out for not giving constructive feedback. You should say Nihil Spellbomb is good in this matchup because, and then you should say why it's good, and then you should make a constructive suggestion, like it's better than card X that you're already playing. Like, for instance, I agree the Fatal Pushes don't look very good. We should trim the last Fatal Push and something else for the Nihil Spellbomb, potentially one of these Stubborn Denials that's not great. I agree with you upon thinking about it that Nihil Spellbomb is definitely a card that should be in my deck right now, but I would like, if you want to talk in my chat, that you present that feedback in a more constructive manner. We activate the Mishra's Bauble during my opponent's upkeep there, so that way I get to see the card that they are drawing for the turn, but the extra card that I draw from the Bauble won't be in my hand when my opponent plays a discard spell. I assume we're going to lose Golgari Charm here, unless they have, like, Blood Moon that they're planning to get us with. Okay. Let's redraw. Tilt. I wasn't excited to keep the one-lander on the draw with the Scry, but, like, this deck only has 17 lands in it, so you're going to keep a lot of one-landers ultimately. I mean, there's only 17 lands in our deck, so, like, you're going to lose games like this with this deck. If you're not okay losing games like this, you shouldn't play. Kalitas. Yeah, that's a Magic the Gathering card. That's a Magic the Gathering card, huh? I want these spell bombs. That kind of makes me want more Fatal Pushes, though. Huh. I am not going to play these Collective Brutalities. I want at least one more of these. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Cut the decays. Redneck Vampires Ho. How many acid spills they had to deal with during 6 hours? That's a lot of labs. I'm gonna guess you averaged at least 1 an hour, maybe more. $21. 3.5 per hour. That's a lot. We're in game 3 of our second match in this league, and we are 0-1 in the league. We lost the first match to Merfolk. Traverse. Traverse is pretty far from doing anything, so I'm just gonna grab this swamp. It's good in case they want to Blood Moon us too. The Paradoxical Outcome deck was really awkward and felt bad. It was neither a fast combo deck nor very efficient at what it was trying to do. Please play a young Pyromancer so I can dismember it. We are playing against Mardu Pyromancer currently. Do I want to cash this Nihil Spellbomb in here? I'm kind of looking for some action. And, like, getting rid of their Faithless Looting feels valuable. As opposed to giving them value out of it. No, I don't enjoy playing Sealed. Limited in general I find really frustrating and not interesting. WD, alright. Play that one out. Pass the turn. Yep. think I'm fine with that. Yeah, the Mardu Pyromancer deck is fine. I don't think it's ever been bad in Modern. Just like playing a bunch of reasonable Modern cards. Fatal Push, Bolt. The Bolt's something good to be aware of. So how I juggle my health total will change. Maybe I just take this Fatal Push. I'm just gonna take this Fatal Push, actually. I think, and this is gonna sound funny, so you know it's bad. I think Mardu Pyromancer's biggest issue is that, like, it's worse against decks like Jund and the faster combo decks than, like, Jund is. Or, it's worse against Tron and some of the combo decks than Jund is because it applies less pressure. So we'll go to 14 here. They know about this Golgari Charm, right? They just, like, have a brain dead moment. Or maybe they're just okay. They're just okay with this trade. That's pretty good for us. Huh. I'm just gonna play this in plus. So they have Bolt and then one card I don't know here. This is a good draw. This card's very good. I could possibly see a second copy of this card being good in this deck. Very, very powerful Magic card. If they, like, trade 2 bolts from Liliana the Last Hope, I think that's a win for us. Or, like, wait, see, maybe they drew a Culligan's Command here. I could see that being what they drew. If they drew Culligan's Command, that would make sense throwing the Pyromancer under the Golgari Charm bus. Because the bolt kind of indicates they have more reach, so I'm expecting either another bolt or a Culligan's Command here. Alright, another bolt. That's much better for us than a Culligan's Command, so got that going. Probably see a Flashback Souls here. They have a Bedlam Reveler in their hand. I think they have a Bedlam Reveler in their hand. So they only have 1, 2, 3, 4 instant sorcerers in their graveyard. What's going on, Jet? I'm gonna fetch chuck in another Watery Grave here. I'm gonna fetch chuck in another Watery Grave so I could Snapcaster back blue spells. Get that. Play this. Here we go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Beep 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 beep. Beep 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 beep. Beep 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 beep. Beep 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 beep. Man, chat's quiet. Is everybody bad? Asking the real questions. Encourage them to block here. I'm pretty sure they were blocking anyways, but like, just in case, let's make sure they block here. I feel like they have a Bedlam Reveler based on their mana tapping and untapping 2 turns prior. They could cast Bedlam over this turn if my read is correct based on their Magic Online mannerisms. I have four instant sorcery in their graveyard. I wonder if they hit a card they like kind of want to cast this turn, but it doesn't let them cast Bedlam over this turn as well. They draw like Terminate or Dreadbore. I'm confused by the timing on these pauses. Wait, what? Oh, we're trying to burn me out, I guess? Beep 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 beep. Well, it couldn't be Dreadbore once they passed the turn, but it could have been while they were in the tank on their turn. Colligan's Command's a card that also makes sense on this pause. Yeah, this is fine, right? Yeah, I feel like they must be trying to burn me out. They're going to be pretty close, right? Especially if they have like a Bedlam Reveler here. The not returning to Pyromancer also indicates Bedlam Reveler to me. Just like the way their turns have played out have screamed, I have a Bedlam Reveler. Just the way their sequencing has been here. Because they get to Bedlam leaving one up here. Oh, am I just dead? No, they have the Bedlam. Okay, so Land Bolt kills me. Snapcaster's lethal, Traverse is lethal. Nihil Spellbomb could be a redraw towards lethal. Do they have a Fatal Push here? Or they just have their stop left on? Yep. Snapcaster Mage is no longer lethal. I need a removal spell. My Maelstrom Pulse is gone. I'm not sure we have any outs here. I believe we have died. I guess they have to have a live one in their hand, too. They have to have a card that actually kills us. Because this has to jump block, right? Alright, close game. Close set. Well played, opponent. I think statements like that are really silly, Deja. I'm just gonna give you a quick timeout. Even if you have Battle Rage in your deck, there's no guarantee that you have it. You have it in situations like that. Like, Engineered Explosives would have been the same as Battle Rage for a lot of that, in terms of, like, pushing through lethal. And this is just a good example of, like, you know, the last time we played this deck, and we were like 6 cards off. The main deck was identical, I think, actually. We literally didn't lose a game and 5-0'd the league. In this game, we started off 3-0. Like, the difference between a 5-0 and a 3-2 are just razor thin margins a lot of the time. Maybe. I haven't played either of those decks, so I can't really attest to what they're doing and whether or not Whispers helps them. I guess I played 4-color Death Shadow a little bit. Casting Bloodbraid Elf and then cascading into a Hymn to Torok sounds fun though. Collected Company, Breeding Pool, okay. Was kind of hoping they'd play a thing there, so that way I could dismember it and then play Death Shadow. No, I can't say I've ever done that. No, we saw a Collected Company on top of their deck. We saw Collected, it's not Rug Shift. We saw Collected Company on top of their deck. Sorry, I didn't expand it. I mumbled kind of quietly what I saw. I'm gonna wait on this. I would have dismembered this on 1, but like now they know we have a dismember because Magic Online things. Since I can fetch shock anyways here, I'm just gonna cast the Death Shadow, fetch shocking twice, and then save the dismember for a larger threat here. Although I guess just 17 lands actually haven't drawn a spell this game. I guess that lets them Collected Company next turn, which doesn't feel particularly good. Yeah, I'm a liar. I'm just gonna do this now. Hi, wife. Hey, the stinger. 5/6 of the way there. I'll make dinner reservations now. Thank you for the resub. I do appreciate that. Be sure to let me know what you want your your donation deck to be for the month. I'm just re-upping on the big sub. Our offspring.
Speaking of dinner reservations.
Dinner, yeah. Speaking of.
Am I a terrible wife because I never cook you dinner?
Yes. No, that's not true. I've tasted what you cook.
Do you see how he treats me?
Oh, God.
In case you don't see, the answer is terribly.
Here, have some cupcakes.
Cupcakes!
That's just... Yeah, I'm just gonna pack it in. The Scavenging is just gonna eat us alive.
Back it up, back it in.
We have too many land drops here. It looks
You
like
didn't sing the song. You always sing the song.
It feels like we are gonna get to another match, another deck tonight, because we are setting tickets on fire. Little did we know that tonight would be less successful than playing Ollie Mine was last night.
Cupcakes!
Alright, so Liliana the Veil's not pretty good. Last Hope is excellent.
Look at all of those pretty girls. Like this one.
What do you want for dinner? I'm starving. You're letting me starve. I'm wasting away to nothing.
This one new-ish.
Ish?
The set newer than that one.
New. It is newer than that one, yeah. The frame is
I like
different.
her dress in that one.
Hey, JQL girl with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here.
Look, he has plenty of fat to live off of. He's fine.
Do you hear how she puts me down? She's so mean to me about my body. I'm only fat because I'm a dad, and she made me a dad, so basically it's her fault.
I mean, you don't know that they're yours.
You're so rude. You guys should get... That was the worst $40 we have ever spent.
Matt spent it. It's fine.
That Matt spent it. That's true. I'm not going to let Christy spend our money.
I love you, Maddie.
All right. So we get to do the...
This one's really pretty.
We get to do the Mishra's Bauble, Street Wraith, Verdant Catacombs, small percentage scry here. So we get to go ahead and take a look at the top card of our own deck. And do I want to draw an Opt? I think I'm okay drawing an Opt. I guess I'm really not, because I want to Thoughtseize here. So now I can choose to not draw this by fetching it away. And if I wanted the card that was on top of my deck, I would shock, or I would use the Street Wraith to pick it up.
I'm 100% certain that the children are yours.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's one of us. No, I've met Declan. He's mine. All right. Did my
He's more
opponent...
yours than he's mine, that's for sure.
Opponent scried bottom, so they don't have a land.
Maddie, bring me dinner.
Maybe I should take their Voice of Resurgence here. It's like the card. Maybe I'm supposed to just take their removal. Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to take their removal there. Are you gonna feed me? I'm so hungry.
Ask Maddie to feed you.
Dad bods unite. Yeah, I'm just gonna go land Grim Flayer here, I think. If they want to path me, that's fine. I have one more basic in my deck.
Chat, did you know that Jeff doesn't have an inside voice?
That's funny. While we were streaming yesterday, someone was like, why are you so loud? And I was like, well, I'm the only volume coming out of the Twitch, so if I'm loud, you should turn your sound down.
Because Portillo's doesn't deliver.
Our Portillo's doesn't deliver. It's very sad.
And I'm not paying Mr. Delivery prices.
I'm not paying Mr. Delivery prices. Ooh. All right, so we have Delirium. I think I'm just going to go ahead and traverse for a shadow here.
They found us. We don't have Uber Eats here. We have Mr. Delivery. Now I have to go upstairs because the gremlin found me.
The gremlin has discovered where we are.
Do you want to say hi to the internet? Move, Dad. We want to say hi to the internet. Say hi, internet.
Hi.
No, you got to say hi right here, Declan. Right here. Right here. Say hi.
Hi.
He thinks it's over here because that's where he is.
The game card.
It's a green card that Daddy is on?
Yes. That's on a game card.
Who's that, Declan?
Dad,
Who's
you're on a
that?
green card.
Oh, I do that. I got you that.
Those are 2 Declans?
Yes. I choose.
You are adorable.
You are 2.
You are adorable, child.
I got 2 that I got.
All right, so we're going to attack them with this Death Shadow. And then we're going to go ahead and snap back.
He's attacking me with hugs, and it's amazing.
We're going to snap back the Traverse and get another Death Shadow.
Give Daddy a hug.
Well, I never claimed I could cook. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with how I boarded. Let's run it back.
Stop it. Declan, what should we have for dinner? Declan. What should we have for dinner?
I think this hand's pretty good. Is it? Yeah, Collective Brutality is usually pretty good in these matchups. And Collective Brutality can turn one of these lands into a spell. I think he said Applebee's. Stop it. Declan doesn't hate me that much.
What did he say?
I think he said Applebee's.
Do you want Applebee's for dinner?
No.
What do you want for dinner? What do you want for dinner? Applebee's is icky, he said.
You know, he's not wrong.
What do you want for dinner?
No.
What do you want to eat?
Look at a big mess. Look at.
Okay, you gotta get down. You're heavy.
No.
All right, let's start by cycling this, see what we find. All right, could be anything, even another Street Wraith. Fatal Push. All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and shock this in and Abrupt Decay. The Courser of Crew Fixture. I want to do this now. I don't want to get cute during their draw step because they are a Spell Queller deck. Don't want to get blown out by a Queller. Are we dead, chat? I think we're dead. We're gonna play it out because we're 0-2 in this league, but I think we're dead. I mean, this is actually one of the cases where, like, they're untapping with this and we can't win the game, right? Like, just none of our tools line up well into what they have. I guess we could draw exactly our 1 Maelstrom Pulse. Can you believe that Wizards of the Coast unban Jace the Mind Sculptor. It's so unreasonable. This card is just warping and ruining the format that I love. Or it's probably completely fine and it's a sorcery speed 4-mana card that took over a game when I didn't have any board presence. Or that. Maddie, you should show up and bring food. There's still Tito's in my freezer for you. Yeah, we have one Maelstrom Pulse in our deck, so hopefully we can be lucky and find that. That's actually my last fetch land, so I'm gonna fetch a tapped land here and Fatal Push this Knight of the Reliquary as opposed to using my Abrupt Decay. Studying. What a nerd. Who studies? You just Snapcaster my Abrupt Decay on the Jace, right? Just, oh look, I mean, okay. Dueling Planeswalkers. We're gonna scrape this out? Probably not. We can -2 the Lily to draw a card next turn. I got to brainstorm and crack a fetch land? How is that fair, chat? This is so unfair. This is so unfair. We bend our Maelstrom Pulse, chat. Alright, that makes Snapcaster Mage a live draw. Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. Alright. Your move, Yugi boy. They have a Path to Exile. They've only brainstormed 3 times. They're so lucky. That's so unreasonable. How did they draw a Path to Exile? Four mana unsummon? Oh no! Oh no! Nice collected company, opponent. Quality Magic the Gathering card. There is another Mishra's Bauble on top of my deck. Well then. Oh no, there's a storm a brewing, chat. There's a storm a brewing. But Maddie, what if I double Stubborn Denial them? No, I don't think so. Like, I can always kill the Queller with it later. And I think I'd rather... Alright. I'm probably just getting Blessed Alliance here, but I can't not attack this Jace, I don't think. Well, that's good for us. Okay. Okay. Oh, they're blocking and then Blessed Alliancing me? Sure. Deal. Oh, I could have taken... Yeah, I could have done that. Maybe that's better. I don't actually know if that's better or not. Like, if that misses there, I just don't have a lot of resources. So I'm not sure I actually like that. No, we're definitely killing the tracker. Like, that's not close. I forgot to... Whatever. If you want to tell me I made a bad play, you need to say, I don't like this line because, and then strap on your big kid pants and use your words and tell me why you didn't like the line. All right, we did. All right, well, you know, could have picked a better deck. That was 52 minutes ago. Thank you very much. I feel like the Mardu Pyromancer matchup that we played could have broken either way. We had a really, really close game 3 against them, and we just came down to, like, getting burned out or not. Yeah, the 5-0, 10-0 into the 0-3. Yep. The deck's won 5 out of its 8 matches. That's almost like going 3-2 twice, right? The only difference is it was more profitable because the prizes are super stacked on competitive leagues. I don't know. I don't think I have. I think this is another one. I just like don't have good feedback. I didn't play enough matches with the deck to really like feel like I was missing anything. The sideboard felt better this time. The last time we played the deck, the sideboard felt kind of disjointed against aggressive decks. Like we didn't have enough cards to bring in, and we definitely had enough cards to bring in against Merfolk. I think the Merfolk matchup's still probably hard for this deck because we just can't block their things, but we definitely had tools to play there. I think I could have mulliganed more in the third game against Merfolk as well. This deck, this main deck, and this sideboard that was slightly different. Last time we played this. If you want to see more of this deck get played, check out my YouTube channel. Look for Sultai Death Shadow on there. I archive everything there. That being said, it is only 6:30, so let's pop the queue open and find a 4th deck for the evening. What do I want to play? I don't think I can take another KCI deck. This I need to look up and do some thinking on to make some changes. 5 color creatures? This could be fun. Yeah, let's smash some people. Let's do it. I'm not playing Legacy, Maddie. Not a huge fan of Legacy right now. I think the mana's good. Let's double check it. I'm pretty sure the mana is just a mess of rainbow lands. You meant modern. Damn it, Matthew. Yeah, the mana base is just a mess of rainbow lands, right? That seems fine. I kind of want a basic plains in here for the Path to Exile. I think that's the only change I'm going to make. I'm going to add a second basic land. I'm gonna cut one of these Razor Verge tickets. I think having less than 2 basics in your decks is pretty greedy right now. There's a lot of Path and Field Ruin and stuff like that. Look at all them gold cards. We have a basic forest. I'm adding a second basic. We do